Well, we're just over a week away from NASCAR's return to Echo Park Speedway. Quaker State 400 brought to you by Walmart. One guy we look forward to seeing is Ryan Preece returning to Atlanta after he had a very strong run back in the spring. Ryan, welcome back to Atlanta. And when you get ready to come here, thoughts about what it means, especially having the success you had in the top 10 finish earlier this year?
Yeah, so I felt like we've been really consistent and obviously having a good run there earlier this year. But, you know, it's Atlanta. It's July. It's going to be hot. It's going to be slick. And, you know, with the changes that Echo Park Speedway has made, it's just it's made it really tough to get around. So my job is going to be try to make sure that skinny pedal on the right stays down as long as possible.
You talk about the changes there. It's been, you know, several years now. People get a chance to get used to the reconfiguring of the speedway. Thoughts about things you did before and what you do now?
Yeah, so before, Atlanta Motor Speedway was known as a wore-out racetrack. Like, you did everything you could to not be aggressive on the tires. Now it's what we call the super speedway package. The only difference is from Daytona and Talladega to Atlanta is it's a mile and a half. So handling is way more crucial, and with, you know, the hot summers here in Atlanta, that track has aged a lot.
Lead changes. Fans like it. I don't know how it is for the driver.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, honestly, the fans, that's one of the things that we notice the most, is when the fans come in and throughout the race, usually you sit down during a race, they're standing the entire time. So lead changes, all that, it's there's never a dull moment.
Thoughts about your team, how things have gone with RFK this season? You've had some bright moments really from the start. You with the Clash to start things off this year.
Yeah, we were able to win there early on this year. We've been consistent. We had a little bit of a tough May and early June, but you know, the past 2 weeks have been really good to us. We were able to max point in San Diego and have a good points day in Sonoma. So looking forward to July at Chicago and Atlanta, and we'll see what these weekends bring.
Thoughts about this weekend in Chicago? Been a while since we've gone to Chicagoland. It's been the street course for the last couple of years. Thoughts about going back to that, and what are your memories from the last time you were there?
Well, it's 4th of July weekend, so it's going to be a good one. And for me, it's been about 7, 8 years since I've been at Chicagoland. So trying to understand, you know, as much as it's a mile and a half, and we go to some of these racetracks and we kind of call it the cookie cutter style track that we go to, it is different. It's going to be aggressive on ride quality. It's going to be really bumpy. It's going to wear tires out. So trying to get a good understanding of that this weekend is going to be important. But you know, not only that, but having a strong metric that way we can start up front at Atlanta is going to be important.
What's about the second half of the season? You're going back to tracks for a second time. How do you usually approach that? Some of these places you've been, and it's like you say, it's different. Early in the year was spring, it was cooler, now it's hot, but it is your second look at some of these tracks.
Yeah, and you know, for us race car drivers, it's nice with our teams to be able to go to a place a second time. You just become more familiar, you can tweak on your car, and to be honest with you, there are certain racetracks that a lot of race car drivers we like going to or we don't. And for me, the month of July and August are really some of the places that I enjoy going to, not only because we're going for the second time, but also because the style of racetrack, like a short track that are under a mile, it's my bread and butter.
Yep. I think we're done with all the road courses, I think, now for the season. That's the other thing, too. You know you're going to have ovals the rest of the way.
Yeah, no, those are, it's important because there's a lot of wild cards when it comes to our racing and a bunch of different styles of racetracks. So it's important to maximize the ones that you don't feel like you will do as well, you know, at. And yeah, moving forward, Atlanta, Daytona, Iowa, New Hampshire, those are all places that I look forward to going to.
Yep, New Hampshire, obviously you look forward to going. That's like homecoming for you, right?
It is. When I go to New Hampshire, I cut my teeth up in the Northeast racing open wheel modifieds, and so whenever I go up to the Northeast and I hear that accent and you know the seafood and everything, it's I love it.
Talk about this season. I'm going to ask you about one guy, the guy who drives the 11 car. What is it that's happening to him? He's got some magic dust in his pocket, talking about Denny Hamlin. Because we hear people talking about, is he going to retire? Is he going to retire? And yet he goes up each and every week and he's driving the doors off. What's it like being on the track with this guy?
Well, experience is massive. It's very important. There's definitely a push for young and youth and all those things, but development from a race car standpoint, I feel like unless your eyes are really giving out, there's no reason to retire. I feel like you get better as you age, and there's statistics that prove, some of our sports best drivers have their best seasons when they're in their upper 30s to mid 40s. So, yeah, he's been putting together a solid one. But the thing about our sport is you got to peak at the right time. Yeah. You got to peak at the end of the season. And, with the way the playoffs are, you need to make sure that you're consistent, but you're not peaking too early.
Couple more for you. He is part of the Toyotas, and they started the season so strong. It didn't seem to matter where they ran, the Toyotas up front. Talk about the Fords and how you guys are doing it. Have you made up ground this course of the season?
Yeah, that's the thing about racing is it's constantly trying to make your team, your cars, yourself better. Mm-hmm. And as we go to all these different racetracks, the different styles, it's just notes to make our cars better and figure out ways to be able to beat them, right? Because it's one thing that I tell a lot of people, and the ones that know me know. I hate losing more than I love winning, and I'm not okay with losing. So we're gonna do our best to make sure that we show up to Atlanta, and we're gonna make it really challenging for them to win.
It sounds like a great time. Great to have you in town. Look forward to seeing you in a week at Echo Park.
Thank you.
All right.